Jai Shri Ganesha Nama. The Bhagavad Gita consists of 18 chapters, each containing profound teachings and insights on various aspects of life, spirituality, and self realization. Here is a brief summary of each chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 1st, Arjun Vishad Yoga, the yoga of Arjun's dejection. Arjun is filled with despair on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, unwilling to fight against his own relatives and loved ones. He seeks counsel from Lord Krishna. Chapter 2, Sankhya Yoga, the yoga of knowledge. Krishna imparts wisdom to Arjuna, explaining the immortality of the soul, the importance of duty, and the concept of detached action. He encourages Arjuna to fight without attachment to the results. Chapter 3, Karma Yoga, the yoga of action. Krishna elaborates on the significance of selfless action and the performance of one's duties. He emphasizes that renunciation is not achieved by abstaining from work but by performing it with the right attitude. Chapter 4, Gyan Karma Sannyas Yoga, the yoga of knowledge and renunciation. Krishna reveals the eternal nature of his existence, his incarnations, and the imperishable wisdom he imparts. He explains that true renunciation is rooted in the realization of one's divine nature. Chapter 5, Karma Sannyas Yoga, the yoga of renunciation of action. Krishna elucidates the distinction between the paths of selfless action, karma yoga, and renunciation, sannyasa. He emphasizes that both paths leads to liberation when practiced with the right understanding. Chapter 6, Dhyan Yoga, the yoga of meditation. Krishna teaches the practice of meditation and the discipline of the mind. He describes the characteristics of an ideal yogi and the steps to attain union with the divine through meditation. Chapter 7, Gyan Vigyan Yoga, the yoga of knowledge and wisdom. Krishna reveals his divine manifestations and explains the essence of his infinite nature. He teaches the significance of surrendering to the supreme and developing knowledge and wisdom. Chapter 8, Akshara Brahma Yoga, the yoga of the imperishable Brahman. Krishna reveals the eternal and imperishable nature of the Supreme Being. He describes different paths of attaining liberation and explains the importance of focusing the mind on good at the time of death. Chapter 9, Raj Vidya Yoga, the yoga of sovereign science and sovereign secret. Krishna imparts the knowledge of sovereign science of life, the eternal nature of the soul, and the significance of devotion and surrender to God. He emphasizes the divine presence in all beings. Chapter 10, Vibhuti Yoga, the yoga of divine glories. Krishna reveals his divine manifestations and expressions of power, demonstrating his all pervading nature and his presence in various aspects of creation. Chapter 11, Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga, the yoga of vision of the eternal form. Krishna reveals his universal form to Arjuna, showcasing his cosmic and divine nature. Arjuna witnesses the magnificence and grandeur of the entire universe contained within Krishna. Chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga, The Yoga of Devotion. Krishna describes the qualities and characteristics of a true devotee and explains the significance of devotion, surrender, and love for God. He assures that those who practice devotion are dear to him. Chapter 13. Kshetraj Vibhaga Yoga, the yoga of the distinction between the field and the knower of the field. Krishna explains the concept of the physical body as the field and the soul as the knower of the field. He elaborates on the nature of the body, soul, and their relationships. Chapter 14. Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, the yoga of division of the three gunas. Krishna describes the three gunas, modes of nature, material nature, sattva goodness, rajas passion, and tamas ignorance. He explains their characteristics, effects, and how they influence their behavior. Chapter 15. Purushottam Yoga, the yoga of the Supreme Divine Personality. Krishna expounds on the external nature of the Supreme Divine Personality, Purushottam, and the individual souls. He teaches the significance of realizing the divine within oneself and transcending the cycle of birth and rebirth, the cycle of birth and death. Chapter 16. Devsura Sampad Vibhag Yoga, the yoga of the division between the divine and demoniacal endowments. Krishna explains the contrasting qualities of divine and demonic nature. It describes the virtues to be cultivated and the vices to be overcome on the path of spiritual evolution. Chapter 17. Shraddha Traya Vibhag Yoga, the yoga of the threefold division of faith. Krishna discusses the three types of faith based on the gunas and explains how they manifest in different forms of worship, austerity, and charity. He emphasizes the importance of purity and sincerity in one's action. Chapter 18. Moksha Sannyas Yoga, the yoga of liberation and renunciation. Krishna concludes his teachings summarizing the various paths of knowledge, action, and devotion. He advises Arjuna to surrender to his inner self, perform selfless actions, and transcend the gunas to attain liberation. Jai Shri Krishna.